All right, so starting this four-game hockey NHL playoff slates for today for hockey fans and DFS fans alike. When you get into the four-game slate here, you have to choose sides, just like with any slate. You got to make sure that you got the goalie that you want on your main plays, maybe your 50-50s and heads-up type scenarios. I'm putting there the guy that you like. The guy that I like here is Cam Talbot. Why I would, like to choose somebody like Vasilevsky, who's got high upside, although he does allow some goals. The matchup there scares me with Columbus, as they're good defensively, of course, and they played these guys last year in a playoff scenario and swept them, I believe it was. So I'm going to try out for today Cam Talbot, 7,600 for getting that many fantasy points per game, 15 compared to the other guys. At 7,600, very good price and value. So what we'll do is we'll just hedge him in some other lineups in case anybody. This is only for probably um, 1 out of 5 player where one guy wins, or even tournaments for Dallas to actually score against these guys. They don't score a lot of goals. Looking at that info and researching, that's just what it is. So Cam Talbot, probably the best, highly owned, as well deserved goalie for today on DraftKings specifically. So also looking at some guys here, such as defensemen, kind of going that way backwards, maybe to wing to center. If you want to look at my picks, get specifically my lineup and any advice going throughout the day, starting at 3 p.m. for the slate, go over to the wealthyfantasyfootball.com, click on the link in the description area, leave some comments if you have any questions about where to go to get more advice and actual lineups to use for yourself as well. The goal is, of course, to get some good um, tournament lineups, as because most people are not going to put enough money into a cash lineup for it to actually pay off too well. Specifically in NHL hockey with all the high variance, you just want to look at how you can leverage and try to use lower owned value plays and so forth. Maybe other people are not on teams that other people are not on, so that you can look at what's going on right now in the bubble to really get yourself ahead of the field when it comes to tournaments. So that's the goal here of the day also as well. So we'll have a couple of tournaments lineups handy and ready to give out as well. If you can find out where to go, just click on that link in the description. So if you look at a guy like Giordano for the Calgary Flames, of course, I'm on this team. Picking this side as far as teams that I like. Um, you can look at him. He's right here on, of course, first top line defense, playing with these guys with Monahan, Gaudreau, and Lindholm. Very good situation there. When you look at, though, also there's some options here important to show you. Um, when you look at the Calgary Flames or any team, if you stay on even strength, then you come over here and you go most recent 3 games, you can get that data. Very easy to pull. All you gotta do is put up with a few ads here on the site and get yourself all this data for the past 3 games, which is most important for the Flames right now and very relevant to what you want to do as far as guys to play. So as we're just waiting for that to come up, hopefully, this information here will help you dominate the slate. And you have to look at the power play as well here as you're getting deeper into looking at any particular guy you want to play. Also like to play on Fantasy Draft, by the way. They have some nice contests over there. Um, with less rake and you can get some nice mix of tournament and cash games. So we're going to try this again just to see if it works for now. We're just looking at guys that get a lot of time on ice. This tool right here shows you right here, if you can see where I'm pointing the minutes. For example, Giordano, 23, 21, 22, the last 3 games. I'm just looking for anybody else here that stands out to me at the moment. This guy Anderson, you're going to get him for a very good price as another option for Calgary. I'm going to watch him as well. 21, 20, and 17 minutes past 3 games. He gets it when it gets on the ice. He stays on, so he remains on there. Could mean, of course, that he's getting a lot of power play time, maybe penalty kill time. So keep that in mind. You can look that up here on this site as well. We're not going to let that go too long, but just keep in mind that's where you go, leftwinglock.com. Try to get those guys into your lineup. As far as just an idea of what I may do here, just go over here, click on the utility spot for DraftKings, and something similar, really the same thing on FanDuel as well. You can make lineups this basic method type of a way that I'm just showing you, but you can go ahead and get on your team that you like. You can line it up in terms of right now it's fantasy points per game, just to give you an idea of where you're at, and you can plug in the guys that you want that we already discussed. Geo, lock in my defenseman there. They just talked about Anderson. Maybe those two guys will work for me on a defense, and they'll have a great game, hopefully. And then we'll do something similar with the other positions as we'll get less minutes and things like that. But this is just a projection of what I may put in there before lock 3 p.m. as something connection wise is kind of not allowing us to do that there at the moment. But at least we were able to get in guys that, and you know what I'll just do is give you a couple centers overall that look good so far. These guys are a bit, well, they're not too highly priced for Calgary, so we'll probably take one of them there. Let's take the highest. This is all reasonably priced here, 5,700. We got Bergeron and the Boston Bruins who haven't done anything recently in the recent games. We don't know when they're going to wake up and start scoring, and they're just not scoring any points, any goals right now. So we're going to pass on that. Aho, I do like at 6,900, even though he's playing at Boston. They're a good, really good defensive team still, of course, but we'll have to see, whether they can stop Aho on this really hot past 3-game streak. As far as anyone else here, I'm just going to go with that. So that's leaving ourselves here with, by the time we look at, we did get our Giordano at utility. Let's put him back in a defenseman instead. That would be better. So we leave ourselves an open slot there at utility, as whatever we want to do. 5,100 per position to winger. I don't think you have a hard time at all. As the top guys are up in the beyond the 6.5K range, so you have yourself a much easier time if you start out this way, building your lineups, your wingers. Give yourself perhaps another Calgary guy if you want to stay with that stack, or if you like another team, put a couple other guys in there from another team, of course, and go about building your lineups effectively and a little bit more easily for the day as well. So I'll leave you with that info there. Once again, leave a comment, click on the link in the description mainly to get where you need to go for today for more advice, and also doing some other sports later on in the day as well. All right, take care.